Okay, so what is disability inclusion and how did it get started?
Oh, my company, Global Disability Inclusion. Well, we're a small consulting firm. We started about 10 years ago. Next year will be our 10th anniversary. And, I've been doing work in the disability space for the bulk of my career, all within large corporations. And I knew there was an opportunity to do it a little bit better, right? After I left corporate America, I worked for a nonprofit for a couple of years and focusing on disability inclusion. And I really felt conflicted because nonprofits do such great work, but it was still sending the message to corporations that disability should be about charity and charitable endeavors. And I know the amount of money that companies invest in their diversity efforts. So I really wanted to set up a company that was for profit and sending to the messages to companies that disability is diversity and you should be investing in it in the same level you do all other diversity groups. So we work with individuals across multiple industries. Sometimes we work with HR folks, sometimes we work with the diversity folks, sometimes we work with hiring managers. So we work with anybody who's willing to jump into disability inclusion.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So like what services do you provide at Global Disability Inclusion?
So we do a lot of strategy work. And what that means is we have companies that come to us and say, we know we're behind in disability inclusion, help us find out where we should go. So we do an assessment and look at where they are currently. And then we sit down with the client and build together a strategy. Where do you want to be in 5 years? Where do you want to be 10 years in that space? And then we help them design a roadmap on how to get there. So we do that. We also do a lot of review of policies, programs, procedures. And then we're also involved in research around disability employee engagement. And we've been studying that for more than a decade as well, too.
Mm-hmm. Great. That's great. Are there any stakeholders that you partner with closely? And if so, what are they or who are they?
What do you mean by stakeholders?
Like stakeholders that you partner with in your efforts for like the things that you do at your company. So like who do you partner with closely?
Gotcha. So we have we partner with everybody is what I like to say. So we have several organizations that we tap into to deliver our work. So one example is, my company doesn't specifically do digital accessibility, but we partner with an organization called Micro Assist to offer that service to our clients. So that's one example. From time to time, we also have a need for assistance in physical accessibility audits. So we work with the United Spinal Association for that. Globally, we're an expert resource partner to the Valuable 500. So super excited to be part of that list as well. So really, it just depends on what the client needs. We really try to bring a collective of some of the best in the disability inclusion space together to deliver whatever it is that our clients need.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. Like what
yeah,
kind
we
of
like it. It's a lot of fun to work with different people in our space and learn from one another and make sure we're bringing the best forward for our clients.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. What kind of impact does your organization have, not just on communities as a whole, but like the disability community?
Oh, wow. That's always a loaded question, right? If I knew the exact impact, that would be fantastic. We know we are having impact with our clients in helping them advance their disability inclusion efforts. We know it's resulting in people in the disability community getting jobs and different exposure. We have a strong social media presence in the disability community where we share news and events, businesses that are doing interesting things. We poll on interesting questions. So we really just try to keep disability inclusion in the forefront of everybody's mind. Again, that disability is diversity, and getting folks to really keep disability front and center.
Mm-hmm. That's great. So like, how does your organization combat the stigma of disability and ableism from like your perspective as, as an organization?
We fight it every day. Every single day we fight it. We have clients that ask us, can people with disabilities work? We have clients that ask us, am I going to have to lower my expectations or performance standards if I hire somebody with a disability? In every aspect, we fight it. In every conversation that we have with a client or as part of our community, we're talking about the capabilities of people with disabilities. So, we started several years ago, the hashtag disabled and capable, and that's one that we use a lot, just continually sending the message that just because you're a person with a disability doesn't mean that you're not capable or you don't have capabilities to do amazing things in our workplaces.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is that's an important message. I think that people with disabilities have, a right to a seat at the table and have the ability to contribute their own ideas to others.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we often say, it's not the what, it's the how that's different. If you need somebody to, be part of a sales team or, work on social media or write articles or whatever, people with disabilities can get all of those things done. It's how they get them done that might look a little different, rather than somebody typing, they may use voice to text or, or other equipment that helps them get things done faster on a level playing field. So just because somebody does something a little bit differently doesn't mean that they're not just as capable and competent in getting the job done.
Mm-hmm. Right.